My turn.
Oh, is it?
I think.
Actually, it is, yeah. Episode 73.
No.
7.
Although it's funny you say that, I get it wrong every week.
I know you do.
Episode 7.
Is it really?
It is.
Where have those...
Is it episode 7? Lena's nodding. It's episode 7. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. I'm Andrew Reid from Resilient Business Systems. Enjoying my cup of coffee. Thank you, Elena.
Yeah.
Over in my left side, the wonderful, the charismatic, the chiseled...
I'm sat on your right. No,
yeah.
that's a, you can't. If you're watching, you can see us,
You
although
can't,
you
isn't it?
probably can't work out. But yeah, I am sat on your left. Thank you. That was really kind.
That's very kind.
Adam Walker, HubSpot Media. How are you?
Do you know what, my friend? I'm absolutely chipper. And I'm out by a day. It's Thursday.
Yes, we've pulled things forward. I'm filming tomorrow. So
Where are you filming,
I
sir?
am at a school.
Oh,
At
great.
a school. Yeah, a primary school.
Lovely.
In the local area is what we'll stick
What we'll
with.
say. Okay.
But yeah, absolutely looking forward to it. So we've got sport and activity and all sorts.
Is the
capture.
school, may I ask, one of your customers?
It is indeed.
Ooh,
It is
very
indeed. So
good.
yeah, really excited. I enjoy a good school shoot because they always put on a good show. To obviously show. It's kind of like, how can we show everything in the morning or an afternoon or a day? And
Okay.
it means that the teachers are great because they're always so passionate, planets align, and I just get to go through all the cool stuff that they do, like, you know, get to meet loads of teachers, potentially interview some students and get, you know, what they're enjoying about it and things like this. But yeah, it's always good fun. Secondary schools are even more fun because there's usually like fireballs
Right.
going off, which we film and put on the videos.
Fine.
Obviously.
But obviously, filming students, you must get their, how can I put it, raw energy of just, you know, they're not like a parent, they're trying. I mean, and a school teacher, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, you know, they're trying to work out, oh, you know, what shall I say, how shall I say it? You just get it raw from the student.
100%. Yeah. Not requires some creative editing at times. What do you think of science? It's all right.
It's all right.
It's all right.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, it can often be the case. So yeah, but yeah, so that's tomorrow. So thank you for coming early.
That's quite okay, my friend.
But
Anything
don't let
from-
me, you know, don't let me lure you into a false sense of security.
Yeah.
Because I gave you homework.
I know you did, and I was busy over the weekend actually pulling together what I thought that I would do. And oddly enough, it made me reflect. Would I have done anything different when I was setting up Resilient? And a few things I would have done differently, purely because of the way that, you know, like... Thank you.
Move the microphone again.
Purely because of the way... purely because of the way of that lovely word, hindsight.
Yes.
You know, you would have done would you have done things slightly differently? Now, I'm also a great believer, and we work in a lovely building.
We do.
When you walk up the stairs, I love all of the messages. If you've never made a mistake, you've never tried anything new.
Can't
so
take an elevator to success.
something like that. You've got to use the stairs.
Yeah.
There's no quick, easy way of doing these things.
So
But
I
yeah,
moved to the first floor from the third. So I only have one flight. Does that still count?
No, see, to be honest, I don't even see the stairs anymore. I'm just so lazy. I get the lift everywhere. But I am on floor 3.
Yeah. Well, I used to be on floor 3.
You did?
But I made a point since we moved floor 1, bigger room.
Yeah.
I made a point that I can't use it. The only time I use a lift is if I've got like my studio bag.
Yeah, which is really big and heavy. I've seen it.
Yep. So that's the only time I let myself use the
Lift.
Yeah, I was going to say stairs.
Yeah, you're going to say stairs. Yeah, lift, stairs, lift.
Yeah. But no, so...
Yes, homework was done.
Okay, so a little reminder for everybody. We're going to get straight into it this morning. My question, because this is going to be a biggie, I feel. My question to Andy last week, as we finished, was... Using the technology that we have in the world, and you're setting up a business, you need to tell us, people, me, your thoughts on how you would go about effectively setting up a business.
Okay.
And I think the thing to lean into here, the first question I've got is, does it matter for certain types of business, or would this apply to all types of business?
Well, what I would like to say is that in answer to your question, you know, what do I do setting up your own business? Don't do it. No.
Yes.
That was stress. No, I'm joking.
The sleepless nights.
Sleepless nights.
The unpaid invoices.
The credit chasing. No, honestly, it's good. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Neither would I for the
Neither would I. We were having a good laugh.
We are.
But no, in answer to your question, I don't believe it matters at all. I think if you get your firm base of a structure, you can build your business no matter what market you are in, no matter what sector you are in. You know, hub spoke media, resilient systems, IT, a school. You know, let's go around the things. What we got here, we've got a homes property. You know, with our friends Anthony Jones, WebWorks, web designers, Hillary with Bevan Vat. All of these businesses within Business Central. My advice today, this morning, I think fits them all.
We've even got electricians at their office. Based out here. Would it apply to them?
It would do.
That's trade.
That's a trade, honestly, because again, at the end of the day, we joked earlier on, Adam, but you've got to send invoices, you've got to communicate with people, you've got to do your Sage, your Xero, your accounts. You need a computer to do that. So yeah, really, I think it affects absolutely everybody. Of course, there will be certain aspects within your sector of business that you will need. Example again, Anthony Jones Property, you will probably need a very good high quality camera. Remember the conversation we had last week? Whilst I believe an iPhone or an Android phone with a decent camera will work, it wouldn't do the justice for the houses or the property that you're renting. But yeah, in theory and in summary, yes, these things that I've got in my head that I will outlay for you today should work for any company.
Awesome. So if you're any company, listen along. Because I'm interested. I understand when people jump in and go, right, well, it's all right for you. You're a computer company or a social media
absolutely
company, or you're working very much digital. But I mean, what types of company? I think before we jump into it, you're an IT company offering IT services.
Yeah.
Give us sort of the headline sectors, I suppose, of who you sort of work with.
Gosh, it's very, very, very wide. I mean, obviously yourselves in terms of social media. If I jump to the other end of the scale, we've got in the retail, what would you call it? Recreational sector for Lane 7, the bowling.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, the needs of you, when you're asking me to help you, you know, I don't think Lane have ever asked me for anything that I've specifically done for you, because they're more geared, they're more centered around providing entertainment. So, you know, as we've mentioned before, in terms of their Wi-Fi, making sure all of those tills and EPOS systems work. You don't work with tills or EPOSes. I suppose touching on their guest Wi-Fi, you do have guest Wi-Fi in terms of protecting your network, but Lane 7 use it to capture information, because obviously you would log on to their guest Wi-Fi at Lane 7, and that data to them is gold because you've agreed to sign up, and you get, you know, I know for a fact they put in your birthday, so getting close to your birthday, you will get a discount. You know, come and celebrate your birthday at Lane 7.
Good marketing, that.
Again, fabulously good marketing. We've got people also in the recreation. We've got restaurants. We've got cafes. We've got bars. You've got a bar. Yeah, so you've got stuff like that. And then you go down to what we class like the middle sector. We've got, I've recently just won a tooling company. So they make plastic molding injections.
Wow.
So anything that you've got that you looked at, you know, I'm looking at my microphone here. These are all made by plastic molding injections. We've got people that are, with no disrespect to them at all, one-man bands. My colleague and friend downstairs, Stuart from Bridgewater Recruitment. He works on finding people that want to change in career, but they are, shall I again respectfully say, they're not just starting off in their career, Adam. It'd be people like of your age, young.
Thank you.
I know. But people who have maybe thought, look, you know, I've worked for Company X for a long time. I'm fairly senior. However, I'm finding that I'm not getting challenged anymore. So they are not just, give me a job, please. They are, no, I'd like to change career, but I'm looking for a specific. That's what Stuart does. You know, he's headhunts specific people. So, yeah, again, in answer to your question, I think that's, you know, a massive range of sectors that I've covered there.
Coming back to the, because I've been in some of the restaurants that you've talked about, for example, I think part of the issue that you guys face as a IT company, I walk in there and I can't actually see what you've done.
No,
and this harks back to to your slogan, your company slogan.
Yeah,
go on, drop that, because I love it.
You run your business, we run it. IT.
Yeah. So the idea is you don't need to worry about the IT side of things. You've got it covered. I think part of the problem, like the networking, like all of those things, really important part, because people will go in and go, "What's the Wi-Fi password?"
Yep.
For example. But if you haven't got that set up correctly and this, that and the other, there could be a security issue or a risk or any of that sort of stuff. I think part of the problem you guys face is you're in the walls.
We are in the walls,
extent.
but no, honestly, it's a really good thing. And I still... to this day, I get a buzz that when, one of my friends will be like, they'll post on Facebook, just had a great time in Lane 7. Not that I comment, not that I do anything, but obviously it's a really good thing. And I'll just go, hey, did you enjoy it? Oh, fantastic, Andy. To me, that's brilliant because it means they didn't even realise that the network, the Wi-Fi, the guest Wi-Fi, you think about it now. When I first got involved in Lane 7, it was very much geared, and with respect still is in terms of the journey, as they call it. However, what I have noticed is that you would walk into a Lane 7 site maybe 3 years ago, and you would be greeted, quite rightly so, but you would then have to book online. You would go up to the counter, you'd pay for things, you'd then order something at the bar, you'd then go to a restaurant, you'd then go to your Lane 7 bowling alley, and you would do all of that. You'd maybe go and get some games, with the kids or the children. But every single part of that journey was triggered by you having to have not money as such, but speaking to a representative to get something to do. Okay. Where they changed about a year ago, my good friend who works there now, John, sat down with me and said, look, we're really looking to change the focus, and what you will do is that you will effectively walk in and you will go to a counter, you'll pop your credit card in, and you will get tokens. Those tokens work on anything. You want to play a game of bowls, you tap the card. You want to play on the arcade machines, you tap the card. You want to get something from the drinks machine, you tap the card. You want to charge up your phone with a battery, you tap the card. Yes, it still costs you money, but what they've done is they've changed their whole focus. Still the enjoyment, but what it means is that the people that normally would be, what would you like to do, Adam? Can I help you, Adam? They're more focused now on how can we make your journey, your time within Lane 7 more enjoyable.
Yeah, better experience.
Better experience. So honestly, it's great. And yes, obviously when we were speaking to them and they were speaking to me, Andy, the technology has to work.
Yeah,
it cannot fail.
I can imagine so, because you'd be like, "Where's my shiny tokens?" Can't access anything.
Yeah, the whole thing dies.
The customer experience is basically kind of, again, I suppose it's that running in the background. It doesn't need to be a thing. I suppose it's kind of like it just needs to be easy. It just needs to happen. So I can completely see that, but it's all well and good saying it just needs to be easy. And it just needs to happen.
Yeah,
there's so much technology that needs to work in the background to
you talk to again, so we look at one of our restaurant peoples that we've recently done, Babbles in Darlington. Hi guys, hope you're well. Their technology, Wi-Fi, all of their EPOS systems, all of their ordering systems depend on Wi-Fi, depend on the internet. Something as simple as the music, the background music is running on their Spotify account. Again, if that doesn't work, their whole experience fails. So, sat down with the owners and they were having a few issues, but myself, Dan, we went in, we spoke to Josh, who runs their EPOS system, and again, understanding, talking, which actually, I'll let you into a little secret, that's my question homework for you next week.
Okay, good.
So remind me about that. It's all about talking. Question and talking. But yeah, all of that stuff, Adam, if that doesn't work, literally Babbles could close by going, I can't take any orders, I can't do anything. So it's great in terms of knowing that people go in and enjoy it, but you're absolutely right. Everything that I do is just in the background. They expect it to work. There is a saying within all of the IT industry, I could run your business and the service that I provide you would be 364 days. The one day it goes down, you're on me like a ton of bricks.
And you don't hear the rest of the time.
You don't. Yeah. But that's the world we live in.
It is. So, if we now rewind to your homework task, because I think it's important, A, to get an understanding of what you guys are doing, how you're doing it, some of the people that you're working with. But I think for me, it was good to delve into that because it's easy to go, well, if you need a computer and do computer things, then, here's what you do. But actually, if you're any trade, any business, anything at all, IT can play a big part of that. I know someone. I'm going to keep this completely anonymous. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just going to share this with you. This happened yesterday.
Okay.
Person not in here, not in the building. They have moved to a new sort of record keeping system.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and they had an old record keeping system. Now I know if I wanted to, and I've had the tasks like this with you before in the past. If you want to move one record keeping system into another record keeping system, basically you want to pick up the phone to Andy in my world.
Yeah.
Or your Andy, your own version of Andy. The result was manual data entry.
Oh, goodness me.
From copying one record keeping system into the other record keeping system.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And I said to said person, I'm like, hang on, you've spent all day. And she said, not just me, everybody. So they'd all had to down tools from what they're doing to update records from one system to another system manually.
Oh, bless
Whereas, and that's because of the framework that they were working. It's not out of choice, obviously.
No.
I'm like, there's so many issues with that.
Yeah.
In terms of, you could tick the wrong box when you meant to tick it.
I was just about to say, with respect to that, human error.
Basic level. Human error is actually, you know this with cybersecurity.
Oh.
Human error is the biggest chink in the chain sort of thing.
Absolutely right, yeah.
Yeah, so there's an example where someone like yourself would go in and go, right, what are we working with here? What's this? How does that data come out?
Yeah.
How can I inject that database into that database and then get that to look at that database? And no one's had to double enter
correct.
any records. So I just thought I'd share that with you.
Goodness me, yeah.
You know, so when those situations are happening, I'm like, people need to be picking up the phone to people like yourself.
Yeah.
So we move on.
Yeah.
Starting a business, Andy. What do I do?
Okay, obviously, let's say that it is a fictitious company.
Should we create one?
Yeah, create one. Go for it.
I'm a bookshop.
Hello, Mr. Bookshop.
Hello.
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 So, what books do you sell? All books? Specific books? Trading in books? Rare books?
Good idea. Rare. Well, let's say rare books. We
Rare.
we look for those first editions.
First editions. Okay.
Yes,
Okay. So the first thing you've done is you've sat down with your partner and you've decided on a company name because obviously you need to identify yourself.
Yep.
First thing that I did, and interesting, I will ask you the same question. I was originally another name before I became Resilient Business Systems, because as a company you evolve.
Yes.
Okay, so the first error I made is I went out and bought lots and lots of business cards, lots and lots of stationery, and then 6 months later changed my business name. Oh dear.
Never mind.
Never mind. So can I ask you a question? Were you always HubSpoke? Or
well, so now it's HubSpoke Media.
Yeah.
But that is actually a trading name
Right.
of HubSpoke Marketing Limited.
Okay.
Which is where we began.
Okay, that's interesting.
So the reason for that was we started off as HubSpoke Marketing Limited. I was doing it partly because the reason why it wasn't media is I didn't have all the camera gear because it costs a fortune.
Yeah, strange that.
So it was like a two-phase sort of approach. I was happy with HubSpoke Marketing.
Yeah.
I was really happy with the HubSpoke element. But then I was like, the media bit kind of captures what we do. It accurately, well, I think it does, accurately describes that. So, okay, so first of all, don't buy loads of stationery is what you're telling me. Yeah? Is that the first one?
Hindsight is a wonderful thing. But no, I think you need to get yourself a brand, you need to get yourself identity, but also don't get hung up on it. You are who you are. You are doing what you love. And if you love what you're doing, people will see that in you and they will respect you and they will get drawn in with your enthusiasm. So again, it's interesting between yourselves and I. I think we complement each other a lot because we're so passionate about your role and my role within my job. We seem to hit it off, hence why we're doing this today. You know,
absolutely.
On episode 17.
Excuse for a coffee. We don't actually get to hang out outside of this.
No, we don't.
So this is this kind of makes it happen.
Yeah, it is. But so don't get hung up on that. But you know what I'm saying. Yeah. There's also the thing, what you need to do first of all, again, is once you've got your company name, get your branding for your domain name. So one of my pet hates, so rare bookkeepings or, we've called ourselves a name. It's adam@hotmail.com.
Yes.
Yeah. Adam73 at Gmail.
Yeah, so I've seen that on tradesmen's vans. I've seen it on...
You do?
Yeah, all sorts. And do you know, I'd be interested to... I'd be interested to see if people look at that the way we look at it, because we know it. But I'm just going to pull you back. So what is a domain name?
So a domain name is something that you can register, bbc.co.uk. That is a domain name. Yep. You would go to your registrar. There are lots and lots of register companies out there. Yep. But basically, your company name, you would like to think that your business name would match the domain name. So now, interestingly, I'm Resilient Business Systems, but I was thinking, that's a long thing to type in, www. So I turned and shortened it to resilientsystems.co.uk.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So for, let's just make it easy. Adam's Rare Books, you would look for adamsrarebooks.co.uk.
Yep.
Yeah. So, or you would look for iteratives, I think is the word they call it. Or,
so there's .xyz,
.xyz,
.biz, .net.
Yeah. Now, these domains cost you pennies. Now, you can either let them lapse when you first get them, but it's important to protect your brand.
Yeah, I was going to say, so if someone else had gone, I want Adam's bookshop name, and they go and buy the domain, what, am I stuck?
You are basically stuck, because what a lot of people do, and this was very prevalent in the early days of the internet, where people, when they found out that they could buy domain names, people were going out and I'm going to get coca-cola.co.uk. And what happened before everybody started realising is, my goodness me, I wanted coca-cola.co.uk, but it was already a registered name. I shall pay you a small ransom to get that back off you.
Yeah, okay.
Now, and you know more than that than I do, but because you must get it all the time.
Yeah, I do deal with it. I'm just obviously asking questions to make it open.
No, and domain,
the other thing that we do when I'm working with people, and this is what I always encourage. So, let's take it back to the bookshop.
Yeah.
Really good books. And I'm like, Andy, you're going to do my website. I know we haven't got onto that yet. You're going to do my website. Should I be going, you just sort it out for me? Or should I be going, I've got my domain name, because you've just told me that's really important.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to do with what should I be doing there?
With the domain name itself?
Yeah, domain name. Should I let insert web company name buy that? What do I need to consider there?
You just need to consider that the important thing is it's your domain. So you need to put your name against it, your security details, not security details, your personal details to register the domain with you. Also, and getting the email associated with you. So that's the important thing in terms of that. In order to get the website, again, it's a difficult one. There are lots of companies out there that will provide you the ability to create a simple website, very quick, very easy. Again, the thing is, don't get hung up on it. A website is just a website. You can start off with a single page. And again, forgive me, there are loads of companies out there, Wix, GoDaddy do a web builder, there are a lot of things. It doesn't matter. The important thing is to get the details out there because, and again, harking back to what you've spoken to me about, the minute that... Adam's Rare Books. Where is he? What does he do? Let's validate him on the website.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree with that.
Totally agree. So if they just go Adam's Rare Books, doesn't exist.
I mean, essentially, you could be then showing them whatever you want to show them.
Correct.
Which you could put a pack of lies on the website.
You could do.
But obviously, I'm not suggesting people do that. But people expect to find it, and they do that. So no, that's really good.
But the minute you get the domain name, get the email. What many people do not realize is that once you've purchased a domain, not only do you get the www bit, you get your emails with it.
Yeah.
So don't have adamsrarebooks.co.uk. What's your email address, Adam? adam73@gmail.com. Yeah. No. What you need to do is tie those two together. Again, many people, great respect to them out there, they don't realize that once you purchase the domain, either the hosting company that you're with will provide you with an email address, or you can set one up as quickly as. But make sure you do both. Yep. Because again, when you start off, you can then suddenly go, I'm growing bigger now. I don't want adam73@gmail.com. Not that it's a bind, not that it's a problem, but suddenly you're going, but everybody knows Adam73
Everyone's got it in the history on Outlook.
Absolutely, and you have to put forwards on, and. It doesn't cost you that much. You're welcome. It doesn't cost you that much at all. It really, really, really doesn't. once you've got your domain name, once you've got your email name, then it's important that you set your emails up. One of the things that I think is also important, and again, we are speaking openly here. Adam's Rare Books, you should never think about it as just Adam. It's us. It's we. So you create...
Yeah, because I might have stuff.
Eventually you might have
I
stuff.
could be a curator.
You could be a curator
of my books.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at, it's us, it's we. So what you do is you do have your Adam at, but on the website, it's hello at, or info at, or inquiries
or
at.
Read.
Or read at. There you go.
There you go, read at.
I tell you what, kind of that read at Adam's Rare Books.
I might have done an eat at insert name for a client the other day.
There you go.
Yeah, I felt
really good at that.
That was a pat on the head for me.
I tell you what, I'm impressed with that one as well.
Yeah.
But what that means is tell your future self, right, I'm not the one that's going to be eventually. If this business grows to what I want it to be, I'm not going to be the ones answering inquiries at. So you think ahead, and then halfway through your lifestyle, your lifespan of the company, you then go, I'll tell you what, Alina, you're now monitoring hello at, eat at.
Yep.
Yeah. So
again, the first thing to consider is whilst you don't need to spend too much time on a website necessarily, you could use a web builder.
You could do.
Could engage another company to build it for you if you wanted to, but the priority is get your domain name registered and make sure it's attached to you.
Yes.
And your email address, so you've got control of that domain name.
Absolutely.
And then immediately take the next step, which is just sort an email address out, which is easy done. We've all registered email addresses.
Very, very easy.
Everyone, pretty much everyone has an email address now.
Oh, yeah.
So take that next step.
Yeah.
And then, third thing, don't overthink that website. In the first iteration, you just need to get it representing what you're doing and where you're at the time.
Who I am. The key is, and again, I've learned this from you, it's not the company you're selling, it's the enthusiasm inside of why you've set this business up. So, hi, I'm Adam, I run Rare Books, buy Rare Books from me. No. Hi, I'm Adam, I've got a passion for selling or providing that first edition.
We find the most unique books out there. We spend time trawling. So they understand what they're paying for, because actually they're paying for you to... Yeah, I get that.
You get that. And then a simple contact form.
Cool.
Or a telephone number.
And where does that contact form go?
Well, it goes to your hello at. It goes to your Ada. Now, forgive me, what's the also the call button? What's it called on a website? Is it the action?
Oh, call to action.
Call to action, thank you. Couldn't think of the word. So the call to action, because again, if we're thinking about some of the things that we've discussed, 9 times out of 10 people are on the website and all they want to do is go, how do I get hold of you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Of course, they will read about you because they're interested. But once they know about you, they go, oh, what was that bookshop called? They want to land on the website and go, there he is. I can contact him.
You want a hook?
Yeah, thank you.
It gives you a bit of a, ooh.
Yeah.
But then you need to validate that hook, tell people what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then you need to tell them what to do next.
Absolutely.
Simples.
Simple things. I think one of the other things that I would have learned talking to previous me is on the contact form, put a capture code on. Otherwise, you just get spammed.
That's the I am not a robot.
That's the one. I know it's annoying.
I get asked daily if I'm a robot by my computer.
Like
the irony. The irony. But Google reCAPTCHA, isn't it?
It's Google reCAPTCHA, version 3, version 2, getting technical. But please, there's lots of utilities out there that allow you to do it. YouTube is your friend again, as we know. Or, as you previously said, I'm certain that whoever you are setting up your company, you will know an Andy. Yes. You will know an Adam.
Find your Andy.
Ask them for the advice. Can you just do me a favour? I'm setting up this business. Can you please just help me set up this capture thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And the capture costs nothing.
It doesn't. It doesn't cost you anything at all. And it will, again, just, it not only does it give you that feeling, or the person that's on your website going, ooh, because they're used to it now.
Yep.
They're not just going, oh, it's not that. Literally do that and put the contact us there with the reCAPTCHA form. You have now instantly provided a front window, a shop window to the web, to your end users. Yep. And an email address and a telephone number.
So you're now discoverable and contactable worldwide.
One
last question on a website before we go into the next phase. It says non-secure in my browser.
Good point.
It
Well
says
made.
non-secure. What does that mean?
That basically means that when you're looking at the internet or the traffic, it's all HTTPS. S for secure. Google in their Google, it's bang on cue.
The calendar
9 o'clock
appointment has happened.
Yep, it's a
On a
regular
Thursday.
feature. It's a regular feature on this show.
It didn't go off the last 3 days. Anyway.
And it's not a Friday, so
Yeah, it's not a Friday. I don't.
Mrs. Adam, what are you playing at?
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've got something booked in for the weekend?
I have.
Yeah, right. Okay. So Google Chrome browser don't quote me on this. It was about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
They basically said if you're landing on a website that's just HTTP, they will warn you that it's not a secure site.
So what does it mean to me when it says secure? What's it doing?
It basically means that if your website ever did do e-commerce, I know it's secure, but also when I'm entering that information onto the website at the contact form, it is securely transmitted. So there's no harm. Also, it means that somebody's not hijacked the website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like encryption.
Encryption, all the right things that you would expect it to be. And I think 99.9% of websites out
So
there
it
now.
validates that you're speaking to my website. Yeah, a customer would be speaking to my website.
Yeah.
And when you see that, and if I was entering a contact form and it said not secure, what should I be doing?
You really shouldn't be giving out any details,
Exactly.
personal details whatsoever.
That's a little cybersecurity.
That's a little cybersecurity thing.
Always check for that padlock when you're filling out a form.
No, definitely. And I think what's also important is that it's important to mention that majority of the hosting or the website domain companies, in my honest opinion, I'll ask you in a second, they should provide that SSL certificate free of charge.
Yep.
You shouldn't need to pay for it.
Some don't.
Some don't. I'm not going to say who, but some charge you, and some charge you a lot of money.
Yeah.
And they really
But there was a
shouldn't.
huge movement. Let's Encrypt is what it was known
Let's
as.
Encrypt is your friend.
Yeah, and basically you can apply free SSL certificates.
Yeah.
So if you're speaking to an Andy,
Yeah.
you need to be going to you need to just make sure. Normally it's standard now. The good thing is it's kind of become standard.
It is.
It's standard on everything we do. But it's always worth checking and seeing if you see that non-secure there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a website, we've got a domain name, got an email address, got a hook, got
Yeah.
a call to action. People can get in touch.
Yeah.
We're working on the assumption that the shop's there, and
Yeah, I think
I have a shop and a space with bookshelves in it with books.
Absolutely.
But that's as far as we've got. So what's next? What am I doing?
The next thing is you must get a platform to do your work on, and that would be a desktop, a laptop. Nowadays, we've all seen the effects of COVID. Most of my customers nowadays, 100% are saying, I want a laptop. Basically means that if I did have a COVID again, God bless, I could pick up a laptop, I'm off from home. But if you're a one-man band, and let's assume we are for the moment, Adam, with your bookshop, it just means that there will be the chance that you could use a laptop at work, but then take it home with you as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So the laptop, again, I wouldn't get hung up on about it. It's really quite easy to go out there. However, I don't want to call it a mistake. That's the wrong thing to do. But when you buy a laptop, it typically comes with either macOS in your particular instance. I'm looking at your lovely Mac there. But most people tend to go for a Windows laptop, a Windows OS laptop.
And we have Windows as well, by the way.
Yeah,
in HubSpot, we do both, actually.
Do both, yeah. And one of the things that you should be looking at is buying the operating system that is the Pro version, the Windows 11 Professional. Reason being is the biggest thing that it can do is called BitLocker.
Ooh.
BitLocker encrypts the drive.
Okay. Yeah.
So even if I stole your laptop, not that I would do, but you should be putting the BitLocker on, and you should be making sure that it asks you for a 10-digit number. You can do less, but I recommend 10 digits. And what that does is it basically means even if I stole your Windows laptop, I can't get into it. Okay, you've lost the laptop, but at least all of your data has been secured.
Yeah, you haven't had a data breach.
I haven't had a data breach, and we have got to talk about that nowadays. It's becoming more and more prevalent.
ICO.org, if you're wondering.
Absolutely. That gives you a ton of free information.
We're signed up to it.
Yeah, we are as well in terms of all of that.
Check it out for data protection, everybody.
No, definitely. And actually, before we move on to the laptop, the other thing that I probably would suggest that you do, sign up for Federation of Small Businesses.
We're a member.
We are both a member. It's a small amount of money, but the amount of information that they can give you, free lawyer information, free credit chasing. It's a phenomenal business, and also it gets you introduced to a lot of other similar people who are also setting up their companies. And then the other one that I would recommend that you do is join a business network. So again, Resilient, when we first set up, we joined the Darlington Business Club. Hi, Jason. I hope you're well.
Hi, Jason.
Yeah, you know Jason as well,
yeah,
don't you?
because I'm part of that.
So we joined that particular one. But what it does is that, again, when you're setting up your own business or when you're running your own business, it's very easy to think you are on your own.
Yeah. I remember sitting at my kitchen table in the early 1st of September in 2016 was the day that I finished in my old job. I'd already been starting HubSpot.
Yeah.
But I remember sitting at the kitchen table going, I'm not going to find any customers here.
No, you're not going to do it like that.
Yeah.
Whereas if you get out there and talk to other people, telling them who you are, what you do, how you can help them, I think that is a real good. We are still a member 18 years on or whatever it is, 2005 we set the business up. We are still a member today.
Yep.
Because it's great.
A sign up to, I suppose, that takeaway. Once you got your website, your email, all of that sort of stuff. It's like I went to the moon and I took. Once you got all that sort of stuff, it's looking for those other portal really. That FSB is like another repository where
it is. And what you will find is you will find an Andy, you'll find an Adam in there. You maybe find somebody that will help you with your bookkeeping. You know, all of these types of things. Most of those people are there to help each other, but also to try and get business. But, I think we've mentioned this previously. My take over the last 4 or 5 years of Resilient, giving is the new selling.
Yep.
I give my time freely to people.
Well, you're giving it right now.
100%, mate.
So my next question.
Go on.
You've got the laptop.
Yeah.
The Pro Edition for BitLocker.
Yeah, well done.
There we go.
You're listening.
I'm listening. I'm learning. What now?
Okay, so next, what you probably want to do is you probably want to work out how you funnel all that information in. Okay, so you've got data. You'll start to generate data. You'll start to generate emails. You'll start to generate a lot of, hopefully a lot of invoices and hopefully a lot of customer data. Important thing, backups. Okay, so one of the things that I did in the early days of Resilient, and this was because, again, it cost me a bit of money, but I became what's classed as a Microsoft Action Partner. Now, that's unique.
Action
Partner. I've got a thing on the back of my head
that moves your eyes.
That moves your eyes.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
But what that was, I think it was, at the time, it was $350, but it basically gave me Windows 10, but more importantly, Microsoft Office. There are other email users out there, so I think nowadays everybody knows it's either Google or it's Microsoft.
Yeah, pretty much.
You have to pay for them now. Google is no longer just like simply free. Certainly for, again, people always say to me, well, Gmail is free, but we're also going back. Your email and your domain must match. It gives you that like strength, that brand, that corporate image. So once you've got your emails, either purchase the Google Workspace or purchase Microsoft 365. And there's 2 main reasons for that. Central storage of everything. Everything's in the cloud, therefore backed up.
The cloud.
The cloud. Now, again, you didn't know this question was coming, but grenade over the shoulder. You must know people who have set up their businesses in past, friends of yourselves, and they will have suffered a laptop crash.
Yeah. Because I'm like there, Andy.
I know you are. That's why I said it. That's why I said it.
Yeah.
But
100%. And every time I go in and say the same stuff.
Have you backed up?
Have you backed up? Even if you just had, have you got Google
OneDrive or whatever?
Yeah,
OneDrive or the Google Drive.
Just backing something up somewhere.
100%.
And they're like, oh yeah, you said, but
yeah, but
I'm like, yes, all of this requires a little bit of work, but once it's up and running, the thing that what I would say, and I talked about it early on, Jess obviously joined us this summer.
Hello, Jess.
Jess has just arrived this morning. It was so easy to get Jess into the business because we got her the laptop sorted.
We did.
We then just logged her into Teams.
100%.
And all of the permissions and access and all that sort of stuff was set up. So it's a future thing, isn't it, as well? Like if you had new people or someone leaves.
Yes.
And you need to remove their web address and forward it onto, if they had a personal, like a insert name at, it gives you that capability to do that. It does, so doing that in the first instance
absolutely,
is
absolutely.
Totally,
and it's also what we were saying about your eat at, your hello at. It's not down to an individual. What we're looking at is in a couple of years' time, your business grows, and therefore what you're doing is you're going, as we were saying, Alina, you now look after enquiries at, but the business is going. Alina's moved on to another role. Suddenly, Jess, can you look after enquiries at? You're not then, oh my goodness me, I've got to archive, export, import, whatever. It's just a roaming email address.
Yep.
Therefore, again, think about these things up front. Also, don't go mad. So, I have got people that have got eat at, hello at, enquiries at, accounts at, invoice at, and I'm like, wow, how do you manage 7 or 8 shared mailboxes?
Well, you never know. You never know. You could do the same with domain names, actually. We've got a few variations of our HubSpoke domain, but that's because I'm like, I don't want other people to buy them. But also, the good thing is I put them on, they direct into our main website as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, okay. So I've got, everyone can work on a computer. Everyone can.
It's a full office.
I know, Natalie's in.
Hey, Nat.
Oh, she's photographing already. She's only just walked in. Are you on FaceTime to somebody?
No.
All right.
Day in the life
Day in the life of.
Oh,
there we
that's
go.
lovely.
Live
Hello,
content.
everybody.
We are recording.
That's okay, though. Hello. You are live on episode 7.
Yeah.
Oh, am I?
Yeah. Woohoo.
Take a break.
You've trained her?
Yeah.
How much did you pay to say that?
She just wants a break.
She just wants a break. Yeah.
You've only just arrived. So we can do all the typing and all the bits and bobs, and everything's protected, everything's secure. We've got a website thing going on. We've got emails going on. But people need to come to my bookshop now, right? So people are going to come to my bookshop. Do you know what? I've decided I'm going to have a little coffee station and a table.
Oh, that's very nice.
And people can sit and enjoy a coffee while they maybe have a look at the book or just take a bit of time out of the day.
Yeah.
What do I need in that shop?
You need
what
Wi-Fi.
I need Wi-Fi.
You need
Cool.
guest Wi-Fi.
So I will just get a basic router
No.
Do you know what?
No.
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 So, but then everyone can connect to that.
No.
But if I've got a router and it's doing Wi-Fi around
Yes.
the space, everybody can connect, correct?
Yeah, but they've also got access to your laptop. You're on the same network.
No.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Right, so everybody accessing through one thing is not a good idea. Is
not
what
a good
you're
idea at all. No. So
Obviously,
again,
I'm hamming that up a bit. But
just a little. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but it's a little. It's we
It's
put
a
it
pet
in.
hate of mine.
We have it in here,
Yeah.
and we're a business that doesn't have like customers coming in for a coffee necessarily, but I do have guest Wi-Fi because sometimes people need to go on.
Yeah.
So take me through. Why would I need guest Wi-Fi? In fact, take me through the kit. Talk through the equipment.
Yeah.
And kind of how it works and what it does.
Yeah.
And then talk to me about the price, because I know that the kit is slightly more expensive than when you just sign up to for your internet and you get this router through the post.
Yeah, but the router through the post is typically just your standard Sky, BT, TalkTalk. There's loads of them out there, but they are just doing one thing and providing internet.
To everybody.
To everybody. Now, no disrespect to these people. They don't know your business. They don't know. Is it harsh to say they don't care? But all they're doing is they're going, but I provide you your business, you're paying me for it, thank you very much. I've given you what you asked for.
You asked for internet, we gave you internet.
That's exactly
the
the key that I'm getting at. They asked you, you asked for internet, that's what they gave you. However, all you've got to do within this world nowadays is look at the papers, look at all of the websites out there, and the amount of cyber hacks, the security, it's becoming a phenomenon thing. It really is. You read more stories about people getting hacked nowadays, and the key is, don't just think, why would they want me? Everybody wants you. If you're an easy target, you're a small company, therefore you are an easy target. Because a scammer would go, well, he's not got time to set up his firewall, his guest Wi-Fi.
So, on that, if I came into this bookshop and I was one of those nasty bad guy people,
bad guys,
would I need like a massive computer and this, that and the other?
You would not at all. You would literally have a laptop. You would literally have a free piece of software. I'm not going to mention the name of it, but it's very easy to get a hold of if you Google for it. And you would just
Google for it.
No, don't Google for it. Sorry. Rewind. What you would then do is that you would sit on your thing and very politely, oh, excuse me, do you have Wi-Fi? And you, being the nice person that you would do, would give out your Wi-Fi password.
Yep.
I'm now on the same network as your laptop. Okay? Couple of instant little silly programs. I can find immediately what your laptop IP address is. And now I can start hammering your laptop to try and find a break in it. Try and find a chink in that armor. Even worse, I could set up my own ad hoc website. Adam's free guest Wi-Fi. Just input your name, email address here. You wouldn't know.
Yep.
People just come into your shop. Oh, my goodness me. Adam's free Wi-Fi. Oh, it's asking for my username and email address. I'm on the same network as all of those other people. I am now harvesting all of that information.
Harvesting.
I am getting it. And I'm using it for illicit purposes. So, answer to your question, once you do get the BT, Sky, TalkTalk, Hub, router, whatever it is, take it out of the package, look at it, and then put it back in the package. Talk to your Andy, and again, there's loads of routers out there, but the one that I particularly like, and I think you've got one of the old Dratec. Very, very good.
It looks like a small tank.
It does.
It is. It's
the
not,
marketing people went for that exact look.
It's not.
Make me a router that looks like a tank.
Yeah, it's not the most aesthetically pleasing thing,
No.
but because it's not the most aesthetically pleasing thing, I'm like, I'm a bit scared of it. I'm like, I wouldn't want to be a cyber criminal.
No, I'm not looking at that tank.
It looks, and that's just the plastic housing.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I've seen under the lid. And
so under the menu, once you log into it, this Dratec router, it can provide you with your internet. That's not a problem at all. You will just literally put your username and password in that the BT have given you, etc. But then what you do, very simple, you go on to the Wi-Fi's out there and you tell it another Wi-Fi name. And it literally is, would you like to add another Wi-Fi? And there's a button underneath it says, would you like to isolate this from other clients? Yes, indeed, I would. Okay. And it allows you, getting slightly technical, but it allows you to put your corporate devices on the 192.168.
Yeah, so you call corporate like the business.
The business. I call it the business.
Business devices.
That would be your 192, your 168, 40.0s. Your guests would be another octet. Sorry, I'm getting very technical.
Oh, this is
but
good.
You've got an equivalent of Andy. He would know how to do this.
And also, it's not a case of you need to know all these numbers.
No, gosh.
It's ticking a box.
It's ticking a box.
I saw in that software it said VLAN.
VLAN.
Which I mistook for a flan.
No.
It's not. So
it's actually called a virtual LAN.
A virtual LAN, a VLAN.
A VLAN, yeah.
A VLAN. What does that mean for people out there?
It basically just means that you are on a separate LAN, a separate network
Local
than
area
anybody
network.
else. Local area network, LAN. You are on a separate network than everybody else. And in technology terms, if you are on your corporate LAN, 192.168.40.30, and I'm on my guest Wi-Fi, 192.168.45.30, I can't see you.
Yeah.
Because in low-level technical internet network terms, those two can never talk to each other.
Yep. So that's great. So we've got my bookshop devices separated.
Yeah.
We've got the guest stuff separated from that. But then, was it you said you can isolate each guest to themselves?
You can also then isolate each guest.
So you can protect each customer is what
correct.
You're
so once that customer gets onto your guest network, they've got access to the internet, but they can't see anybody else on the guest network. So even a cyber criminal's going, oh, well, I can't even see Adam on the guest network, Jess or Alina. It's literally, you can't see them at all on the guest network.
So I think what we can agree there, although we got quite technical really quickly.
Yes,
because
we
it
did.
does.
We did.
And
I got excited.
We're going to do a bit on networking specifically, but I think it just demonstrates the importance. Basically, you can come in, have your Wi-Fi available, safe in the knowledge that it's not available to your network. It's available to their own network, and also guests are isolated themselves.
Yes.
So therefore, they can't do it. So clearly, having that sounds great. Sounds important. It protects your business first and foremost. And it'll protect the guests from each other.
Yeah. So the other thing that I'd probably like to say is that a lot of customers then put out the guest Wi-Fi password on blatant view.
Yes.
Can
you see ours, by the way?
No, I cannot see it anywhere.
Yep, we have it.
Yeah, but is it secured, hidden away, and only given out to people when they ask for it?
It's locked in this office, and it's up on a shelf.
Right.
And
so we had an issue where the customer quite rightly had a guest Wi-Fi. So they weren't my... they weren't my customers, actually. They were not my customer to start off with, sorry. They had a guest Wi-Fi, but they broadcast the Wi-Fi signal everywhere. Okay?
Yep.
Somebody logged on to that guest Wi-Fi who was not even in their business. They just happened to walk past. Okay?
Interesting.
So, sat outside of the business, stood outside of the business, they were in a shopping area, so they were sitting in another part of the area, but they could still get access to this customer's guest Wi-Fi. Logged on and illegally downloaded all the episodes of Friends.
Wow, that's a lot of episodes.
That's a lot of episodes.
Right.
They were doing it over a small time, but interestingly, that customer then got contacted by name of company who does Friends, and basically went, "You've been downloading illegally." And they were like, "Why? How? What? Why?" And we slowly uncovered, and I'm like, guest Wi-Fi is blatantly on view.
So, and the other thing I know you can do, you can put like an expiry on, can't you? So you've got to get the password, you get it, and you might be connected. You could be there for 3 days.
No, exactly.
And then it can expire, can't it?
Yeah, it can expire. And again, some of the functionality within the Draytech router, turn your guest Wi-Fi off when you shut the shop. Nobody needs your guest Wi-Fi when the shop's closed.
Yep, good idea.
So again, that's all of these little things that we can do.
Awesome. Right, so networks, tech, laptop, website, my bookshop. What else? What else? What are we... I mean, I'd say we've covered a lot of bases.
Yeah, one of the things that we haven't covered, security.
Okay,
so antivirus.
Yes.
Yeah, now Windows 11 does come with a great antivirus. The downside for me is it's not what I would class as a corporate version of an antivirus. Yes, it does schedule scans. Yes, it does a lot of the stuff. But nowadays we are getting into, sadly, malicious software. Yep. So look for a piece of software that does a lot more than just your basic Windows one. There are some out there. Again, there are loads and loads to choose from. Most people say to me that I think majority of laptops come with McAfee or Norton. Not a great fan, I must admit. They are what we class as very intensive. Mm-hmm. They soak a lot of your processing power away. So, again, I'm not going to mention the other ones, but look for one that's recommended. Again, your version of Andy will know.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. He will know what to do, how to put it on there, and just make sure that you're secure. Because the key is you're also then going to get very, very busy doing lots of things with your rare books. You're not really going to have time to look at your laptop, but it is important that every, I would say, 2 weeks, just take time out, check for Windows updates, run a scan, just to make sure, because the key is, and we're still saying that you're a single individual person, if your laptop got broken, attacked, lost, or whatever, the amount of time it would take you to recover. I think nowadays people say for every bit of information lost or whatever on your computer, it will take you 3 or 4 days. Your example about those people manually copying things. Yeah. If you've lost something, obviously, hopefully, you've got Microsoft, you've got your Google Drive or your OneDrive, all of that data comes back. But just take that little time out, and occasionally do pay your Andy. Go, do me a favour, it's been a couple of months now. Pop down, have a look
a lot of these things you can do yourself, but you can see why you have a job.
Yeah, 100%.
I think the other thing is obviously, and this is kind of linking in some regard to what you did with the heritage chart, but in terms of inventory, stock, obviously you could put e-commerce into the back of the website. Yeah. My question to you is, isn't everything e-commerce nowadays? Because it's all online card.
To be honest, everything's online.
Yeah, your card readers, but then that to me just reinforces the point to have that network set up appropriately. Yeah. Reinforces, if you do add e-commerce to your website, that's why you want your SSL certificate and all that sort of stuff going on. And then thinking about your payment provider, Stripe is one that I'm familiar with.
Absolutely. I see a lot of companies nowadays, they have the little, Bluetooth that link directly to your phone. Yep. So again, it's important that all of these things, you're protected, they're not all on the same corporate. So certainly if I go back to lane 7, there's a corporate network, there's a guest network, there's an EPOS network, there's a VoIP, voice over IP telephone network. Oh, yeah. So again, all separating them all out, because what you've got to identify or realize is that once a hacker gets into one VLAN, they've got access to everything else. So it doesn't take much. Segregate them all out. And again, not expecting you, Adam, for your rare bookshop, but, to me, it would be worthwhile commercially to hire an Andy for a day, because just like I'm doing today, they would come down and give you all of this advice. And within that, set it all up for you, and you're secure from day one, and therefore you've got a strong infrastructure so you can build. Don't build it on sand. build a strong infrastructure, and you've said thank you very much indeed when Jess came on board, because we got you that infrastructure of teams and of all the stuff. It's just so easy to go, I'll just add another person, I'll add somebody else, because in a year's time Adam will employ somebody else, and it will just be like, yep,
it's peace of mind though. It's peace of mind for data. Anyway, I think, was there anything else that you needed to add to that? But I think that is pretty robust.
It is. There are lots of other things that I thought about in terms of, you could then, when you are signing up for your broadband, make sure it's a business broadband. You get better service, because again, some of my customers run their service from home.
Right.
And therefore the internet's gone down. They can ring up Virgin BT and go, my business is dead. And the gentleman on the other end of the phone will go, you're on residential.
Okay.
I've got no commitment to you.
I am familiar with someone getting a separate business line for their thing. Business fibre.
Yeah, I mean, it's more money, Adam, but what I'm saying is that how much money will you lose if you don't have that support? But also at the same time, I could argue, okay, you've got your business laptop, just, your internet at home's gone, pick it up, move somewhere else.
Yep. Go and find some free Wi-Fi.
Go find some free Wi-Fi somewhere. Yeah, exactly. With the guest Wi-Fi.
Don't find free and secure Wi-Fi.
No, free Wi-Fi. Yeah.
On that, and I think you've answered it very thoroughly.
Thank you. That's
I
very
think
kind.
if I was to go to a coffee shop in general, so let's say I'm going to go to a coffee shop after this, I personally don't like logging onto Wi-Fi anyway.
No,
because I can't tell whether I'm isolated, if that makes sense, like my device is isolated. So I'll often hotspot. Any thoughts on that before we finish off?
Hotspotting's fine. It really doesn't matter. Most of the companies nowadays, if you've got your mobile phone, your data is fairly megabytes and gigabytes and terabytes and pedrabytes or whatever.
But logging onto
guest now. Funnily enough, if you were going to Babbles, and logging onto their guest Wi-Fi, you will see that the person who set it up, that's me.
Yes, that's you, yes.
But it's a proper guest portal.
Yeah,
it's basically telling you, please enter your information, do not use it for this. You can tell that somebody's given it a bit of thought.
I might have set all that up at home just to explore it.
Yeah,
it was a
really
Ubiquity,
clever.
it was Unify. Just to explore it. And then people are going, why do I have to accept terms and conditions in your house?
Yes.
I was like, oh, yeah. And I've made a drop page where people go to.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is good.
Yeah. So, but that there, you'd probably have a good idea that you are protected. You could see a policy, potentially.
Yeah.
I think that as a world, we're probably not doing well enough in terms of guest Wi-Fi.
No, we're not.
I avoid it like the plague.
No, but luckily I don't. But that's because I go to places.
Yeah, well, if I was in establishments, I know you've set it up. Then absolutely. But
exactly.
but other places that I don't know, I don't always do it.
No, so always hotspot to your phone. But yeah, always look that. If you've taken the time to set up, certainly, and you know this from the stuff that we've done for Babbles, it was Ubiquity, it was a unified system. They provide you terms and conditions, policies. If they've gone to the trouble of setting all of that up,
you're going to be
you're fairly
safe.
Yeah.
You're going to be pretty safe.
I think so.
Awesome. Right.
Well, thank you very much for that.
That was great. I've enjoyed that. It's good. If anyone's got questions for Andy, send them in.
Yeah.
Plan for the rest of the day?
Gosh, what is it? Not dropping off a laptop for a customer, and then we're currently onboarding another new customer, so that's quite positive in terms of that. And what else have I got? There is something massive going on, and I can't remember what it is. Michelle will remind me when
it's in the cloud.
It's in the cloud.
It's in the cloud.
It'll be something. What about yourself?
We have a meeting shortly, don't we? Team meet.
Team meet.
Yeah,
Woo-hoo,
team meet. We've got a photo shoot to do this afternoon. Press shoot jobby. And I've got a few other bits and bobs that I'm working on at the moment.
Well, before my question to you, because normally we would do this on a Friday, so go with me on this.
Okay.
It's Friday, Adam.
Yep.
Okay, hey, what are you doing for the weekend?
Do you know what? Absolutely nothing.
Oh my goodness me!
Yeah,
last week you were all over the place.
I know. DJing was great last week.
Oh, good.
I could DJ on Saturday, but I'm having a family weekend.
Oh, very
family
nice.
Weekend. So
very nice.
So what about you?
Literally nothing again. It's been good. It's a little bit of heritage chart work, but that's a minor thing now because that's all rumbling on. But it's no main plans. Got our next door neighbour coming over for dinner on Sunday, which is always a lovely thing to do. We invite her over every couple of months.
What's my homework?
So your homework, and I was thinking about this when I was setting up Resilient, and it's linked to when you would ask me about the Federation of Small Businesses. It's the networking.
Ooh.
I went to these events with nothing.
Yep.
Okay. And I didn't have a plan of what I was going to say. So when somebody basically said, "Oh, hi, sorry, who are you?"
Yes.
Okay, so what I want from you, very much like we've done with the IT bit today, how would I go to these businesses? I am the same, so hopefully let's just change the name. It's Andy at Rare Books.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to these business events. What is my marketing strategy, my patter?
Yep.
What do I take? What do I do? How do I present myself? That is your homework for next week,
I love
sir.
that.
Yeah?
I love that.
Because what it made me think of, Adam, is it marries up. I've got all of my stuff there, but I'm sat there in my bookshop going, okay, I've got the website, but I've still got nobody coming into my bookshop.
Yeah.
What do I do to get myself out there? So I'm gonna let you slide a little bit to do your social media.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's important.
Yeah, we can touch on
on the social media, but what's more
the
important is
patter.
get out there.
100%.
What do I do? I'm out there, the Federation of Small Businesses or the Business Central meeting, and I'm going, what do I do? Oh, knocks the microphone. What do I do? How do I approach? Should I go in all gregarious and go, hey, everybody, I'm Andy from the Rare Bookshops. Bye.
Sell.
Apparently, no, that's not what I do. You tell me.
All right, I will work on that. I like the sound of that.
Good stuff, my friend.
Right,
well, thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. Have a good day, everybody. Take care.
Bye.